Hey everybody, Johan Magnusson here, Big Swede Barbecue, and today we're going to cook one of the most Swedish of Swedish things. We are going to boil some crayfish, crawfish, crawdaddies, mudrats, or what Swedes call kräftor. We're going to boil some Swedish crayfish. There are many different ways to cook Swedish crayfish. This is how I do it. The first thing that you have to do is start with good crayfish. I like to use signal crayfish because, as you can see, they got big, beautiful claws, they got a nice tail, they're a little bit bigger. If you go with the Louisiana crayfish, it's not worth it because they're too small. So start with good crayfish, and signal crayfish is my go-to. The first thing that you want to do is you want to prepare the liquid that the crayfish is going to be cooked in. We Swedes call this kräftlag. And what you need is basically a gallon of water. You need some good beer, preferably porter, about a bottle of that. There we go. You need sugar, about 2-3 tablespoons. And then you need a cup of kosher salt. Then of course, dill, a lot of it. And then if you can find it, you also want to make sure that you get hold of some crown dill. That will really elevate the flavors of the crayfish. So in with that. And then we're going to let this boil up. The way that I cook crayfish is a 4-step process. First, you need to make sure that you rinse the crayfish thoroughly. Second, you want to make sure that your cooking liquid is boiling, and it's boiling heavily because unfortunately we're throwing live crayfish in here, so we want to make sure that it's super hot so they don't suffer. Third, you need a water bath because after 5 minutes we're going to take them out and we need to stop the cooking process. And then fourth, we need them to soak in a little bit of this cooking liquid for about 48 hours before we serve it. So what I've done is that I prepared a bath of that too. Same ingredients that we have in this pot, but I have cooled it off or cooled it down. So the cooking liquid is boiling now, so it's time to put in the crayfish. And you want to do this in a swift movement. So the crayfish goes in, the lid goes on, and then you cook this for between 5 to 7 minutes. So it's been about 5 minutes now, and you can see that the crayfish is taking on this beautiful red color. So what we want to do now, so we don't overcook it, is to shock it in an ice bath. So take all the crayfish out, throw them in an ice bath, and let them sit there for maybe a minute or so, just so that we stop the cooking process. And it's been about another minute or so, so it's time to move them over to the cold cooking liquid, or spadet. We're going to let it sit like this in the refrigerator for about 48 hours, and then it's ready to serve. So enjoy.